Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today I'm very happy to announce that I'm still here and I have not been assassinated, even though last week I did meet a soothsayer who told me to beware the Ides of March. And so still here, we get to sit down to watch Dragonstar playing as the Aztecs in purple take on Mr. Yo playing as the Malay in blue. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings, as Disney-esque as they may be, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. The Aztecs are a warrior-monk civilization. Their monks gain 5 hit points for every single tech that's researched, so a fully upgraded Aztec monk comes with no fewer than 100 hit points compared to the usual 30 or 45. Now, to help with the gold cost of upgrading your monks, which is significant, any relics that the Aztecs do collect, that they gather, that they put in their national museum, do generate 33% more gold. Now, to support their monks on the battlefield, all Aztec military units are trained 11% faster, their skirmishers can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, and their infantry can be upgraded to get a massive +4 attack boost, which is great news for their unique unit, the Jaguar Warrior, an overall middle-of-the-road infantry unit, but one that comes with a pretty damn strong attack bonus against infantry. Now, to support their military production, Aztec villagers do carry 3 extra resources right from the very start of the game. And if you take a look at the top left of your screen, you'll notice the Aztecs start the game with 150 gold compared to the usual 100, which means they either get loom for free or they can train 2 extra militiamen to harass and annoy their opponents right from the very start of the game. Right as Dragonstar pushes this last. Maybe he'll push the ostrich, last or second last zebra. Rhinos on the map today, not like the elephants of yore. Let's see if he manages to get... Oh my goodness! You guys know how much I love these pulls where the villagers take no damage. I think there's one more rhino to the south, but it's so far a fantastic rhino pull out of our Aztec. Let's take a look at our Malay. Also, it looks like... No, villager took a bit of damage from the rhino. The Malay, a naval civilization, but one that comes with a few late-game land features that are ridiculously powerful. To start with, their battle elephants become progressively cheaper starting in Castle Age, all the way up to 40% cheaper in Imperial. They get all infantry armor upgrades for free, so we'll keep an eye on the top right of our screen as these 3 boxes where my mouse is light up one by one by one. Their militia line units can be upgraded to cost only food, no gold. And so while the Malay don't actually have champions, this upgrade, when combined with the supplies upgrade, basically turns their 2-handed swordsmen into fairly cheap trash units that cost only 65 food. Now, lastly, to help them raid their opponent's base, the Malay can turn to their unique unit, the Karambit Warrior. This is an incredibly cheap Age of Empires version of a Zergling, being super fast, but overall kind of weak. But the main selling point, if I can use that term expression for the Karambit Warrior, it only takes up half of population space. So if you've got 30 of them, they only take up 15 population. Now, in order to help you get to the late game, get these features, units, everything as powerful as possible and as fast as possible, the Malay do advance to the next age 66% faster than normal, which means you can either rush your butt up to Imperial, get those trebs out, start destroying your opponent's infrastructure, or if you'd like, maybe focus, take a little stroll next to these pretty blue butterflies, take your time, have a drink, have a smoke, and then catch up to your opponent fairly quickly. Now, speaking of opponents, let's take a look at what the players are doing as they both hit 18 villagers apiece. Looks like our Aztec is already here, has explored, seen the house, so he knows exactly where Mr. Yo is. I don't think Mr. Yo's even left his base. Instead, what he finds is a dead elephant skeleton. Although I shudder to think what a live elephant skeleton would look like. Let's take a look at the base's primary golden stone, nice and secure for Mr. Yo in the rear position. He's got additional stone and gold to the front, and actually all 3 extra resources are all in the forward position. Forests, not that great. He's got 3 of them. They're pretty damn far away from his town center. And in the forward position, which is the left side of his base, the western portion of his base, he has no coverage whatsoever. What he does have is a forest here to the back. So we'll see if he manages to use that. It always somehow seems when the player spawns in the corner-ish, if you look at the mini-map, kind of corner of the map, they get more resources in the rear position, whereas spawns like Dragonstars, which are kind of middle of the road with their back to the ether, they don't really have a quote-unquote rear position the same way that Mr. Yo does with this extra forest. And so his extra resources are a little bit further away. All of that is to say, let's take a look at primary gold, not on the attack path, but kind of in the middle of the road. Primary stone exposed to the front, additional gold to the back, which is nice. Additional stone to the forward, kind of also to the side, and also 3 forests ridiculously far from the town center. Let's take a look at scuffles erupt on both sides of the map. Typical game with Mr. Yo, where there's just absolute way too much happening already at the 9-minute mark as Dragonstar is housed. But his militia on the other side of the map are going to be men-at-arms in a second. So far, though, no kills. Militia chase. Dragonstar's base, by the way, has at least one small-ish forest here where he can, you know, use it to anchor some kind of wall off. And now Mr. Yo, he's overstaying his welcome. These militia are not exactly that strong. He has not upgraded them whatsoever. On the other side of the map, we've got 2 deaths. Mr. Yo with the first kills of the game. Of course, I had to miss it. My talent for missing the first kills of the game is probably my strongest. If I had to rank my abilities and capabilities, would probably be number 1. But. Is he overstaying his welcome? The high octane battle we all love to see. A random spearman, a militia, the game freezing at the exact moment that the spearman thrusts his giant wooden stick into the guts of the militiaman. And now we are at 2 kills apiece. It looks like Dragonstar is still on the other side of the map, still harassing. Remember, with the Aztecs, with that extra 50 gold, man, oh man, can they throw out 2 more militias? Both players in the mid-20s. Game freezes again? Interesting. Okay. Well, the game is frozen twice so far, at least glitched out. Looks like our Aztec ahead militarily. Not a big surprise when it comes to the Aztecs, although Mr. Yo is 3 villagers ahead. Not too sure what these very weak... why did I feel like I saw the man-at-arms upgrade being researched? It must have been canceled. Or maybe the peyote I took before I started casting this game is finally kicking in, as Dragonstar, now pulling a Mr. Yo, tries to attack in multiple angles, but he will find nothing to the north of the base. Nothing but sand, death, and elephant carcasses. And so he backs away. Mr. Yo with a blacksmith. Does he have any kind of resources indicating he's going to go up to Castle Age? Absolutely not. He's got less than 50 food. He's got a little bit of gold. Dragonstar, though, says, hold my beer. I got you beat. I've got 6 chicken nuggets to your 98. And he is still down 3 villagers. Okay, so despite a flurry of activity, and by the way, speaking of flurry of activity, I already feel sorry for my neck. Anytime you watch Mr. Yo, he does what I like to call the Hydra attack, where he has 5 different army groups attacking in 5 different locations at once. That's, I think, his comfort zone. And when you've got a civilization like the Malay with the Karambits, we saw them a few days ago, or maybe a week ago. Man, time flies. When they start getting clumped into small groups, they can absolutely be devastating. Oh, wait a second. I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. My big wish here is to see a lot of battle elephants. Although the Malay notoriously have the weakest armored elephants. If you take a look at the top right, you'll see missing not only 1, but 2 armor upgrades. And Mr. Yo says, get the hell out of my settlement. Loses a villager, though. But will he lose a second? No, these other ones are pretty far away. So he's slowly taking care of Dragonstar's aggressive expeditionary force here. And that's all she wrote, Mr. Yo. 10 kills to 4, but Dragonstar managed to pick off 1 villager whose body somewhere here is now underneath the sands, and the players disengaged. Let's see, Dragonstar very aggressive, not even walling off any portion of his base. Infrastructure in a spearhead heading directly-ish for Mr. Yo's base. I mean, I wish the interface of this game, forget pathing, forget disappearing units, forget teleporting units, forget units that try to jump off the edge of the map. I want the ability to click from here to here without dragging a big square. You know what I mean? Or maybe that would actually screw the game up. Never mind. I recant my wish. I am very happy with the state of the game, although I did watch a live stream of Hearts the other night, and he was not very happy with the state of the game. He did not like the pathing and the control, the commands to the military units. He was not very pleased with the quote-unquote changes that were made. I say changes in quotation marks because Hart didn't seem to think there were any changes made at all. Mysterio now, instead of trying to trap something in, he's trying to zone something out as a further body of archers comes in. Dragonstar taking a lot of risk entering these little tiny nooks and crannies, which always seem like a good idea until your opponent traps you inside of it Viper style, or in this game, I should say Mysterio style. But I think he's overstayed his welcome here. This one skirmisher should be enough to shoo him away. And that being said, look at the kill count. He's kind of evened up the kill count. Dragonstar with the Aztec archers, not exactly what they're known for, but I'll take it in the Feudal Age. Skirmisher pops out. I thought he was going to try to lead a few of these units away, but no, he pops out, he dies, and the kill count has now been evened at 12 apiece. Maybe 13 soon? No, actually, yeah, 13. How did I say that? But Dragonstar again playing with fire, entering the town center radius. Does this guy have any kills? Yeah, he does. 1 kill for the town center. Our Aztec firmly putting on the aggression. He does not want the Malay to go up to the next stage, even though Mysterio's got the resources. And take a look, even though he's starting much, much later, he actually is going to go up and hit the next age first. I believe instead of the 160 seconds that it takes the other civilizations to get to Castle Age for the Malay, 96. That's over a minute. I mean, over a minute seems dramatic when it's like a minute and 4 seconds, but you know what I mean. Over a minute 4 seconds or so quicker, and he is picking off a huge amount of villagers. What is happening lately? We've seen games with the Viper, we've seen games with Hera, now we're seeing a game with Mysterio where they're just losing an inordinate amount of villagers, which is incredibly unlike them. And now Mysterio, a little bit of a bobbing and weaving here, but Dragonstar notices the weak one to the center, goes after him immediately. And I don't know what to make of this. Dragonstar is losing not cheap units. There's a lot of archers that have gone down for him. That's a lot of gold that he's spent. But look at his villager count. He's ahead 30%. He's got a 30% bigger economy. But if the name of the game was to delay your opponent from hitting castle before you, mission not accomplished, as Mysterio is already in castle training, or rather has still. Oh, interesting. This scout with the 2 kills from the very early stages of the game is still alive. Okay. More and more of these units are being picked off for purple. Loses the last of the expensive units. Move commands, skirmisher wars. What one guy on Twitter said was the reason he no longer watches my channel. Damn you, skirmisher wars. We're going Eagle Warriors and Squires. Here's a 2-part question. We know everything and anything. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We know anything and everything comes with an attack bonus against Eagles. This pile of gold comes with an attack bonus against Eagles. Do karambits or elephants come with an attack bonus against Eagles? I hope we get to find the answer to both of those questions, or rather, both parts of that one question. If I want to get real specific about it, Castle Age for both, extra town center for our Aztec to the back, extra town center for our Malay to the back. Our Malay first to get that castle up. Our Aztec has no stone whatsoever. And if he goes karambit, Mysterio, the Jaguar with that +10, +11 attack bonus against infantry is going to be fantastic against it. The only thing is that karambit we saw, they move pretty damn fast. No, Mysterio's going Eagles. Not Mysterio. Dragonstar is going Eagles. Interesting. Okay. Which don't they come with a camel cavalry, but no elephants. Interesting. No attack bonus against the elephants. I would have thought at least give them that. And the karambits, what do we think? Attack bonus against Eagles, attack bonus? Drum roll, of course. Literally everything in this game has an attack bonus against Eagle. These poor benighted Eagles. Literally everything is designed to kill them. But you know what? All's fair in love and war. This is an incredibly versatile unit. Comes with a slew of attack bonuses. The fastest infantry unit in the game. And for the Aztecs, can pack a +4 punch with that Garland Wars upgrade. Although a bit of a chase ensuing here. These Eagles, who's actually faster? 1.26, 1.32. The karambit at this point is actually faster than the Eagle. Not something we can say about many infantry units, if any, to be honest, at this stage of the game. Ooh, a few pokes off at this marauding band of karambits. The purple eagle is leading the two chasers into an ambush, and then he himself bites the dust. So ambush, not really accomplished. Dragonstar tethering for a second the slower moving archers with the quicker moving eagles, and I love this zoning out. But he's got to get that house. He's got to get a third villager building that house. No, the karambits pivot away. I mean, this game so far, we're 26 minutes in. We've had two glitches where the game kind of ish froze. But it's been nonstop action. 26 minutes, 60 kills, 11 dead Malay villagers. And we're getting to see eagles taking on karambits. And eagles with +1/+1, karambits with +1, of course, +2. Because remember, they get those upgrades for free, the Malay. Eagles trying to zone them out. Man, it is very rare to see a battle of infantry where the eagles are, oh, don't slow down with the archers. Don't tether yourself to those freaking archers. It's very rare to see an infantry battle where the eagles are the slower unit. And look at this. Our Aztec wants nothing to do with these eagles. Is this walled in? Is this walled in? Karambits do not decide to find out. They instead go north, town center, garrison it. Garrison it. Even with the armor, this unit still only has 30 HP, even less than a skirmisher. And so he's got to be very careful. That being said, these eagles have to be very careful too with that attack bonus of +2. Here we go. This is the moment the players decide to take an engagement. Dragonstar's been looking for one for a long time, it seemed like. And then the second he got his wish, he backed away. 10 eagles, 14 karambits. These count as 7 population supply. And thank you to all the awesome viewers of the channel who educated me in the difference here in the top of our screen where it says 29 and then the clashing swords. That does mean that our Malay has 29 actual military units on the map. But if you take a look to the right of that, 67, 68, that is the total population space. So that's always going to be lower than the two numbers to the left of it. And again, thank you, awesome members. I feel like I have a really good member base. Everyone's really kind. Everyone's really nice. Looks like 2 karambits got converted. Not too sure what that has to do with my with the channel viewers, but it is what it is. Looks like another battle here to the south of the base, or maybe those are the bodies we saw before. I believe that is a fresh battle. And now here we go. More and more karambits, more and more eagles. Is our Aztec close to getting a castle? I mean, with 12 villagers, 13 villagers on stone, I would say he's close. Mr. Yodo's already got 2 castles up. And the karambit swarm is just not stopping. Soon he'll have more karambits than villagers. He's down 18 villagers. Our Aztec economy is just going to be absolutely steroided up, while the Malay one struggles to get up and running. But you know what? If you're going to go karambits, they are a ridiculously cheap unit. He stops at 607 stone. What a sour time to have to garrison your villagers. Force drop. There we go. 650 stone. The karambit, if you're not familiar with the cost, 15 gold. Not 50, 15. 15 gold, 25 food. That is about as cheap as you can get for this Age of Empires Zergling. And they are not really designed to be here for a long time. They are designed to be here for a good time. And by good time, I mean to kill, be killed, and then quaff in Valhalla with all of their... No! Oh my god, you have to be so careful. You can't have just one villager building. You can't have just one villager building a house. I don't even think palisades are going to keep these guys out at this point. If Mysterio wanted to, I think he could bust into here. Instead, he's gone this way to the gold. And Dragonstar, by a very lucky break, has saved those villagers. I feel like Mysterio could have easily crushed these palisades. When you've got this kind of quantity, and now he's getting iron casting, he's getting arson, they're going to just be absolutely upgraded to the 9s here. That building 0 will be a +2. The attack will be at a +2. But the Eagles still only at a +1/+1. He stopped training them, and now with a castle up, we are going Jaguar Warriors. What an absolute beautiful beast of a unit, a dismounted Shallot warrior. Oh, zing, grenized, attack. I freaking love it. More and more of the Karambits are being peeled off to fight these eagles. They are absolutely going to die, but we'll see how many eagles they take with them. And here come the Jaguars with that awesome walloping sound that they make. Oh, what an absolute crazy unit. And there you go. There's your, look at that. Oh my God, even the Vulture joins in at the last minute. I believe it's a +10 attack bonus against infantry. And of course, Condottieri. Poor Condottieri. So our Aztec has the better army, even though his upgrades are not quite caught up to Mysterio's. Mysterio's got the more mobile army. I'm wondering at what point he's just going to start sending 5 Karambits here. Maybe not here with the castle. 10 Karambits here, 5 Karambits here, and basically making me exercise my neck muscles by moving my head back and forth, which, you know, let me tell you something while the players have kind of disengaged. I know other casters would probably look at their economies and their villager counts and all this kind of stuff at these dueling outposts that are being placed, but I'm going to take this opportunity to lament the aging process. Last night, or was it 2 nights ago? Again, time is a very subjective, weird construct to me right now with a toddler. But the other night, let's put it like that, I sneezed and my left arm hurt for half an hour. I don't understand it. I don't know why. So when I say, Mysterio, please don't hurt my neck by opening up 5 different fronts in this game as the players run by this hilarious, I love this cactus. I don't know why. It reminds me of those used car dealerships with those inflatable green men. But when I say I'm going to strain my neck looking left and right as 3 new engagements pop up on the minimap, by the way, and Mysterio is starting to do exactly what I feared he would do, it's a real concern for me. And so, yes, I do appreciate there are older casters who may not necessarily lament the aging process. I love that Memb has made his gym transformation a public thing. I think that's an amazing thing. I wish I had the fortitude and the willpower to do that. My willpower for exercising extends to lifting a chicken sandwich into my mouth and then lowering what's left of it until I can lift it yet again in a repetitive set. Believe me, I can do 50 sets of those. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Enough nonsense as the Karambits, okay, are converging to one location here to the center. A bit of a castle war developing. I think Purple wanted to drop a castle somewhere here or here, but decided against it. Whose castle will go up? We've already got an Aztec castle to the south defending this one from Karambits. Army counts not identical at all, but with 30 Karambits, it's a little bit misleading. 4 converted Jaguars die, 1 remains. Monks for our Malay are doing an amazing job converting anything and everything. We're getting armor upgrades. We're both still in Castle Age. Siege Workshop. Okay, I'm hoping that's for a ram. Where is Dragonstar going with these units? Guys? Guys, you're about to lose a town center. And you're about to lose has become you've lost the town center, and this castle is not up. Oh, that is incredibly sour. Things are just not clicking here for our Aztec. And Mr. Yo is heading up to Imperial again with that Malay bonus. It's going to take him just under 2 minutes, where it takes everyone else just over 3 minutes. And what is Dragonstar doing? Why is his army across the map? Do you know who you're playing against? Oh, I love synchronized attacks. I am nothing if not a broken record. I'm glad this is for battering rams. Why is his army on the other side of the map? Why is he sending more army to the other side of the map? And at this point, let's see what happens when the players hit Imperial. Mysterio's cementing his position here with another castle to the north. This castle for the Aztecs is still here. Okay, using the distraction to move in a ram, but these are not Jaguar warriors. These guys move at 1.32 tiles a second, which means they will close in on this ram very, very quickly. A few Jaguars making their way through the lines, through the ranks. And now the Jaguars are inside the Aztec base. And now they're trying to kill villagers to the front. I get the instinct to want to counterattack, but why with Jaguars? Maybe I'm the idiot. Let's see at the end of the day how this all shakes up. 5-6 villagers risking their lives as the Aztecs Jaguars sacrifice theirs. He's almost got it up. He gets it up. Oh, just in the nick of time. Just as a Treb pops out, but you know, just as a Treb pops out means a Treb has popped out. Illumination, block printing, conscription, our Malay. He's done training military for now. He wants to get his units up to full strength. Looks like the Jaguars here have been cleaned up a little bit, though. 8 economic kills. These guys, 2 villager kills. Okay, he's getting a bit of stone to the north. I'm not too sure castles is what our Aztec really needs right now. As Mr. Yo brings 4 Trebs. He's going up to 5 Trebs. What will Dragonstar do once he hits Imperial? I'm really, really curious at this point. At this point, do you double down on your Jaguars and hope for one big engagement, which is against Mr. Yo is always a question mark. If he'll allow it, if he'll take it. And look at this. What are you guys doing? Why are you here on the other side of the world? Mr. Yo sees the villagers. We'll see what he does with that knowledge, with that information. 1 castle down, 2nd under bombardment, 3rd under bombardment. I'm going to do something I really hate, and that is zoom out significantly. Look, our Aztec still has 1, 2, 3, 4 town centers. He's ahead 25 villagers. He's running super low on gold, though. He's got a converted Karambit for what that's worth. The Karambits are back. There is no army here to meet them. Now there is. And in a full frontal engage, I mean, the Jaguar is just going to absolutely curb stomp these guys. I don't think he lost a single Jaguar warrior there. In exchange for all those Karambits. What he did lose is possibly a castle to the north, definitely a castle to the south. Although maybe not, it's on the high ground. He's got 600 stone, and the Jaguars are moving in to get converted. But who cares? 1 Treb down, secure your location. What's the expression all the kids use on TikTok? Secure your bag. Oh, the Karambits discover the stone miners, or rather the monk discovered the stone miners. Got on his radio, called the Karambit. Bombardment, and in it comes. Those villagers are all dead unless they... I don't think they can even retreat. Why? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's with the movement command? Okay. Well, Mr. Yo is losing a lot of his Trebs. 5 Trebs is 2,000 resources down the toilet in exchange for a handful of Jaguars. Jaguar's not exactly the most expensive of units, so that is a pretty good trade there for our Aztec. He's got 22 Jaguars. Let's compare the stats on these units, because neither one is elite, which is unfortunate. Oh, just 1 whack, and that Karambit falls. And of course, it has to be the Karambit I selected to look at, as yet another mineral line gets caught out. These guys, oh, 16 villager kills. Oh, Mr. Yo has not only evened up, but surpassed his opponent when it comes to villager kills. And our Aztec's in a bit of trouble. He's got enough gold to train, I think, 7 more Jaguar warriors. Okay, he's exacting his revenge on these gold miners. Karambits move in, but they unfortunately were attacking from outside the murder hole's radius. A 2nd Treb. Okay, our Aztec's gonna try to hold here. He still has the villager lead. In come the converted Jaguars. Another one targeted with that blue triangle. Down goes the Treb. Will he get this one as well? There is literally no... What? Oh, no. I was going to say there's literally no space here for the blue units to position themselves. He's completely flanked. This looks like when a basketball player takes a free throw. You know, everyone lines up on either side. And wow. Okay. Mr. Yo is victorious. Why didn't the menu pop up? Strange happenings here at Age of Empires. 17 kills, 5 of them villagers. You guys told me the name of the paddle that they're holding, but I forgot. Ugh, I'm an idiot. And look at this. He managed to save 1 villager. Walled her off with stone walls nonetheless. But, oh, man. Okay, so Mr. Yo kind of doing what I thought he was going to do, which is the multi-pronged attack. But then he just came in here and inserted himself into the center. And if somebody understands Dragonstar's logic of sending his Jaguar force across the map to die, and look at this, that converted Jaguar does die in the space in the ether. Maybe he should have gone Eagles at this point. I mean, I get it. The Karambits do come with an attack bonus against Eagles of a, as we saw, +2. But with Garland Wars, that Eagle will kill a Karambit in 2 attacks. So the Karambit's not going to have that much opportunity to do damage to the Eagle. I really wonder if Dragonstar needed the mobility of the Eagles here as opposed to the walloping power of the badass paddle wielder, the Jaguar Warrior. I really, let me know your thoughts. Should he have done Eagles? Should he have tried to counterattack? Doesn't really matter at this point with the game over. Mysterio again did look like he was going to Hydra the game up a little bit, but then just inserted himself into the center. Fantastic, fun game. 95 Jaguars, 219 Karambits. I don't think either of them was elite at the end of the day. The Jaguars still take this, by the way, even though they're outnumbered more than 2-1. Peak APM, middle of the game, peak APM. Okay, interesting. Not the very, very beginning, but still early on. Let's take a look at the resources. Mr. Yo, of course. I don't even bother. Not that I really pay that close attention to relic gathering in Age of Empires, the games that I cast, unless it's a particular, like the Lithuanians, for example. But it's especially with Mr. Yo, because you just know he's going to get the relics. nine times out of 10, he's going to get the relics. And look at this. Dragonstar with a 15% bigger economy. More wood, more food, a lot more gold, a tiny bit more stone. Still was not able to overcome that absolute Karambit mass. 24 conversions out of 172 is a good amount of conversions. What is that, like 13% or something? That's pretty damn good. Buildings destroyed by our Malay, 13-5. And I really do wonder, usually I would focus on Mysterio's gameplay, which, don't get me wrong, both of them are incredibly aggressive players. From the very beginning, Dragonstar with that forward infrastructure that he built, and Mysterio, we know he's an aggressive player, not exactly, I mean, actually, you know what, Mysterio, I don't know that I would classify him as an aggressive. If he wants to be, he's like the Viper. He can do both, you know, he can chill. I've called him the king of holds before, and I stick by it. He can relax. He can take on as much pressure and then fight back, or he can do what he did here, which is just go absolutely bonko, aggro, train 219 Karambits, and just overwhelm his opponent. And again, I really do wonder if Dragonstar should have sacrificed a little bit of power that comes with this beautiful unit for the Eagle Warriors. I really do wonder if that's something that he should have done and prioritized Garland Wars. For the majority of the game, his economy was bigger, but ultimately it didn't pan out. He didn't get to Imperial fast. It's like with the Byzantines, you know, you have to factor in that dangling sword over your head that they're going to hit Imperial first and they're going to pop out Trebs. And that's always a concern against the Malay, as it is against the Byzantines, as it is against any civilization that has a discount on going up or some kind of feature related to going up to the next stage. And in this case, yeah, let me know in the comments below. Am I making too much of it? I think Dragonstar's biggest issue here was the lack of mobility, and the because of that, he just couldn't counterattack. At the end of the day, he killed almost 300 Malay units. Our Malay killed just under 200. And Dragonstar, who started the game crippling the Malay economy quite well, to the point where his economy was 30% bigger. At the end of the day, mobility and Mr. Yo, let's make it like a simple math equation. Mobility plus Mr. Yo equals more dead villagers than you. That's just the reality of the situation. So I wonder if instead of Jaguars, it would have behooved them to get a few Eagles here with their ridiculous armor. Not that 6 Pierce armor is bad at all, but the movement speed is what's the problem here. At least the Eagles at 1.26 could, you know, maneuver. But these Jaguars just didn't give him that much maneuverability. And actually, where does he even have 20 Jaguar Warriors? Yeah, they're all the way over here. So at a time when he needed his heavy hitters, I understand the logic a little bit if I can enter into the mind of Dragonstar. One final thought. Because you're facing Karambits, you don't need a one-on-one. You know, if these were Teutonic Knights, yeah, he wouldn't have an army over here. But because you're facing Karambits, one of these Jaguars could take on 2 or 3 Karambits. So you can leave a small force at home and then have a little bit of fun on the other side of the map trying to kill your opponent's reinforcements, or in this case, villagers. But again, I do wonder if this was an Eagle Warrior with the faster movement and the better armor, and hopefully at some point Garland Wars, if he would have just been able to stop Mr. Yo and then get out his own Trebs. Because at this point, he's got 0 castles. This one, I can't even click on it, which means it's down, which means we know exactly why he GG'd at this exact moment, because this castle is no longer. And that's all she wrote for this game. An absolute fun game out of both. I'm glad we got to see Jaguar Warriors doing what they do best, which is just absolutely destroy infantry units. If you haven't seen the shorts section of my channel, I do have a video where Jaguars take on Roman legionaries, and I'm not going to spoil who ends up winning that battle. I also, by the way, have Roman legionaries taking on Karambits. So definitely check out those shorts. Those are pretty cool. And on that self-promotional note, I will just say that Mr. Yo doing not exactly what I anticipated him doing with such a powerful raiding, quick moving, sacrificial raiding unit, but inserting himself into the center, gunning down systematically castle after castle after castle at home, defending with an asterisk, not really defending, but more focused on the front, does ultimately take the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.